Amongst the following compounds, identify which are insoluble, partially soluble, and highly soluble in water. Water, as you know, is a polar solvent. That is, there is a dipole, that is positive and negative charges kind of separation in water because of the high electronegative nature of oxygen. Oxygen pulls the electrons towards it. So when ionic solutes or polar solutes are put in water, they become readily soluble or highly soluble. So we have to identify which of the following or the nature of the following compounds. First one is phenol. Phenol, as you know, has a benzene ring like this and an OH group attached to it. So that OH group is polar in nature due to the presence of oxygen, hydrogen bonding there. And this part, that's the aromatic ring, that is the non-polar nature. So phenol will not be that soluble because of the polar nature of the OH group, it will be soluble. So it will be partially soluble. Not highly. Next is toluene. Toluene has got a benzene ring with a CH3 group on it. Again, this is non-polar in nature. So this we can say is insoluble in water. That is what we are asked, in water. So phenol is partially soluble in water, toluene is insoluble in water. Next is formic acid. Formula is HC double bond O OH. So this is of polar nature, highly polar, this carboxylic group. Due to the presence of this highly polar carboxylic group, formic acid is highly soluble in water. Next compound is ethylene glycol. So the formula is CH2, CH2, OH, OH. There are two hydroxyl groups there, OH groups there of polar nature. So this is also highly soluble in water. Next molecule is chloroform, CHCl3. There is slight polarity in here also because of the electronegative nature of chlorine. But when chloroform is put in water, we can see that the attraction between the chloroform molecules and water molecules is not that great. That is, the attraction between chloroform and chloroform is greater than the attraction between chloroform and water, or the attraction between water molecules is greater than the attraction between chloroform and water. So we can say that chloroform is insoluble in water. Next is pentanol. As the name suggests, there are pentanol, 5 carbons. CH3, CH2, 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 OH. There is an OH group also. So, but this carbon chain, that is the hydrocarbon chain, is pretty long. So we can say that this is partially soluble in water. So remember, like dissolves like. That is, a polar solute is highly soluble in a polar solvent. And a non-polar solute is highly soluble or soluble in a non-polar solvent.